Now, you can bet that I'm not going to leave AWS out, and when considering a cloud migration, a company like Global-Mantix would be smart to test all of the available options. The implementation of the web application firewall in AWS is a little bit different. It's not conceptually different in that it still sits in front of the load balancer that acts as the gateway to the web application on the VM, but the way you implement it and the way things are named are slightly different. One easily accessible feature in the AWS firewall is the use of custom regex patterns for user-created rule sets. Not to beat the trust but verify thing dead, but when your developers don't implement checks correctly, or when you become aware that the framework they're using doesn't properly validate file upload strings, then custom firewall rules are a great option to quickly mitigate that risk. That's how you get in front of the innovation that keeps your business profitable without getting in its way. Local and remote file inclusion are vulnerabilities that mistakenly allow for files that are part of the underlying OS or potentially from another website or file store to be included in a web page. A good example of the remote file inclusion scenario is as follows. Code exists on that page allowing for the inclusion of a file. It's probably expecting a reference to maybe another PHP file, but not actually validating that input. A malicious user realizes it and rushes straight from the lab, kitchen, butcher, or wherever they were with that apron, and they include not a PHP file, but a malicious script that they host elsewhere. Remotely including the file, the web server executes the script in a PHP reverse shell for access under the context of the web server account. So next, I want you to take a look at the dev website, and we're going to look for local file inclusion.